Greetings Virgo, this is your November reading. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be able to do this work for you. Welcome to new subscribers, sit back and relax and listen to the messages coming your way. So here we are, November, yay, nearly at the end of 2020. We don't know yet what 21 will be bringing us. That's still a bit of a mystery, I think, as was this year. But anyhow, November is still full of really intense planetary movement and lineups in the sky, and I think December will be as well. So a little brief information on that. Mercury stations direct on the 3rd of November. On the 1st, we have the 111 portal, and on the 11th, we have the 1111 portal. Friday the 13th is quite powerful, and it also has Mars stationing direct. We have Neptune stationing direct on the 28th, and we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini on the 30th. Now the partner to that full moon eclipse is in December on the 14th, and that is in Sagittarius. These are the last of the eclipses for the year, and they also herald the last of the full moons for the year, because on the 31st of October we have a blue moon, also the eve of Halloween. Now that's going to be a powerful day which merges into the November energies. So that's the last of the full moons, because the other moons are all involved with eclipses. So you can be guaranteed that moon energy is going to be playing a role in the finish of our year as we kind of rumble or tumble into 21. Before we start, I did some messages for you and I thought these were quite intense. So this may not mean a lot to those of you who aren't necessarily kind of into the spiritual activation stuff, but for those of you who are, this could be quite interesting. First of all, I got that somehow past life issues are going to be affecting how you feel, or situations that pop up, or deja vu events or accounts, and this is about past life true love issues. So the bond that you may have had with another soul, or the bond with a soul mate or a twin flame energy. Now this may cause activation, it may cause you to feel deeply connected to someone, somebody or something, or a time and place, or like a memory, and it could be coming from the outer cosmic energy fields that are coming in, that will ignite you or propel you into some understanding or realization. And the reason that this could be happening is this year has been a very big year for the opening of doors to heal and to bring to our attention karmic issues that we have brought with us through past lifetimes. So there has been the availability to do a lot of healing this year, and to do a lot of cleansing, and to be gifted freedom from bonds that we have tied ourselves into. So a lot of that could be tied into these messages that I got. I also said you may feel your heart surging, and that's kind of like this past love and this true love that you might experience. Dreams of intensity involving love and lovers. And then I explained it a bit. This is the last closing of karmic doors for this powerful year. So much simmers in the background, hidden from vision, but it's felt at the soul level. Now some of you will experience soul work and soul star journeying. So as I said, that's quite convoluted and cosmic, and for some of you you'll go, what a load of old rubbish, and that's fine. Don't worry about it if it's not, meaning much to you. So let's come back to Earth and be grounded like you Virgos are, and start the reading. And this is the John Holland Psychic Tarot deck, and we will be using this primarily. Oh, so that's for Virgo. That's your first card out. Let's see what else is in store for Virgo for November. What would you like them to focus on? Isn't that interesting that they've both come out hidden? So we don't know what they are yet. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, there's one that has popped out. Don't worry with these whether they come out reversed or not, because it's an oracle tarot as such. So reversals don't really play a major role, I don't think. Okay, this is for Virgo. I'll do a couple more. So 2 out face down, 3 out, face up. Oh no, there we are. We're even Stevens. 3 and 3. Okay, let's see what some of these were. Boom. Number 11, the Balance card, which is the Justice card. This is the karmic card of the deck. It's the first one out. We also have the 11, like the 1111 portal, which I just talked about. It also can be tied in with Libran people and energies that you may have been associated with Librans in this lifetime or past lifetimes. Now, the Balance card, being the Justice card, can reference in terms of in the here and now in this life, legal contracts or going to the court of laws, especially for family law. Sometimes this is about if a divorce has happened and there's the need to settle family inheritances or trusts or child custody issues and things along those lines. Usually this bodes well for you in as much. That's really interesting. The phone's ringing. And I sort of, when the phone rings in the background, you can sometimes think of that as a disruption coming in from a spiritual ethos or from a spiritual realm. And we talked a lot about, for you guys, those messages I got that were coming in at the spiritual level. So there's that possibility as well. And actually, I'm a little bit naughty for not answering that call, but I stopped it to just listen to it in the background. And that is really, really interesting. That is someone who has called about a family member who has long since passed over, and they have just found photos of them and they were wanting to send us the photos. And that goes back a long time, and it's family type love energy. So wow, there's some big synchronicity playing into this reading for you guys, and I do feel like there's passion or there's love or there's karmic energies or there's past life stuff that's all rolling around in your energy field, and whether or not you deal with it or whether or not it pops up or it's subtle in the background, I do find it's going to be quite strong. But coming back to this card, as I said, this can be legal issues or contracts that are signing or things that go to a court of law. It could also be if any of you have been involved in legal issues and had, you've got to go to the courts to be addressed, it generally will bode quite well in your favour. Now, if we move to the other side of it, it is very much a karmic card, and it's about saying that you are being freed up from some karmic past life issue. So wow, that was really fascinating, and that was the first one that jumped out. So let's see what this one is. Okay, so mental conflict and defeat. So these 3 cards here are sword cards, and when the sword cards come out, there's a lot going on, especially in your mind. Now that could be this whole surging energy and heart feelings and thoughts on your mind. This is the 2 of Swords, which often means that he's pondering, do I go left or right? And sometimes he can't feel as though there's a clear decision. It is about making choices and wondering which way to go. Now both of these cards here, the 5 and the 6 of Swords, could indicate that there is something you are wanting to leave behind, or that you're preparing to move on and leave this thing or people or relationships or situations behind you. This card does unfortunately mean oftentimes a bit of conflict, and it can mean arguments. So when it turns up, people are often advised to be careful what they say to people and how they actually say it. There are ways of having discussions or remedial conversations or negotiations with people that don't have to be completely full on and, like blah, 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 you did this and you did that and I hate you and yada, yada. You can say it with truth and honesty, but in a better way. And when you do that, usually it works out better for both parties. But there is most likely a parting of the way at some degree for something here that you have got going on in your life. And it could be people who have been a bit arduous, or things haven't been melding together, or they've been creating a little bit of tension one way or another. And that's what this card suggests, that you've been feeling tense, or you've been feeling as if blah, just like, oh, I don't know if I can deal with all this crap from all these people, and you make a decision to move on. And that could be where this mental conflict is coming from. you know, should I do this, or should I say that to these people? Should I behave in this way, or should I just shut up and say nothing? So there's this whole lot of dialogue going on within your head. You seem really head-bound this month of November, and it definitely relates to, more than likely, relationships and people around you. And it's kind of like you deciding to set the temperament and you making some rules and saying, look, I've had enough. I want this to happen and I need you to behave like this, or if you don't, I'm ready to walk away. But you're walking into light, and oftentimes it just gets to that in life. Sometimes we just need to leave the situations we're in and head ourselves into a more positive vibrational field. Which comes to this. This is a beautiful card. This is happy homes. Sometimes it can actually mean shifting homes. Now, both of these cards here together could represent a shift for you, moving away from a home, moving into a new home, or moving away from like a set of relationships. Could be a custodial or a family relationship and moving into a new one. Some of you may be moving into a blended family situation, or purchasing a new home, or having an extended family, or a blended family, or adopting, or even adopting a new pet or a child. You could be moving state. Some of you could be moving country, although that's not as likely. But this is a very happy card, and it bodes well for the future in particular. It can be success at harmony in the home, or finding that success after maybe some disharmony or dissatisfaction. It can be marriages, engagements, the birth of a baby, happy celebrations, parties that you can attend as well. So a lot of potential that this card has. It can also reference satisfaction in a job, finding a job, feeling safe with your finances as well, and also finding a new home. Now, remember when I talked about that there would be freedom from past life or karmic issues? These things up this back wall almost look like ghosts to me, or spirit entities. So maybe this is something for some of you, that you manage to get rid of this feeling of burden or heaviness that has been hanging around because of spiritual energies that may have been around you as well. And these could be from past life things. So they could have been holding you back in terms of health or relationships or money or anything, and they are exiting and leaving. So I think that's a real positive in terms of that. And I also see a lot of light coming down in this card. Oh, obstacles and challenges, another 5. So the good thing about the 5s is that they are temporary, and so November may be a temporary month for you, in as much that you are dealing with a whole lot of what I said before, blah type stuff that needs to be dealt with, so that you can move forward and make your decision on where you're actually moving to, how you're going to strategize this happy foundation and get to your achievements. But on the way, you've got this bundle of stuff that is like on the surface, or it's pushing through things, or it's making you think harder, or it's making you reevaluate certain people or situations in your life. So let's just see a couple more here for Virgo. A major arcana, number 12, which is the Hanged Man, and that talks about this coming to the crossroads of life and preparing to move on, like this card. It can indicate a timing issue, saying that there may be something about time that is playing out, and it may not happen when you want it to, or it may have involved a long time duration. I noticed the 2 rainbows in these 2 cards, which could be significant. And rainbows are often considered achievement or happiness or peacefulness, understanding, awareness. The Authority card has come out as well. This can represent an Aries person, or timing-wise March and April. So given that this one, the Hanged Man, can reference timing issues, it might be telling us that you may have to wait until March or April to find out where you're fully moving on to, or to feel the energies of this month take shape fully or move away from the stuff that has been going on here. So perhaps you're setting yourself up for moving into next year with these new concepts or ideals, or moving away from relationships or from things that have made you unhappy. Whether that's your job, whether it's the way you've been dealing with your health, whether it's where you live, whether it's relationships, will be dependent on you as an individual. So this is for Virgo for November 2020. Rest and rejuvenate. I think we should all be contemplating this in our life and really looking after our physical, emotional and mental health this year, because it has been very trying and tiring for us as humans on the planet. And the best thing we can do is to rest and rejuvenate at all levels, and spending time outdoors in bodies of calm and trees, forest, grass, rivers, lakes, by the sea, mountains. Those are all wonderful cathartic energies that support us in many, many ways and provide us with much needed energy to re-energize our batteries, if you like. The thinking woman, I often think of that as yourself, like the Virgo energy in particular, and she is applying logic. So there's two concepts here that have come out about the brain and thinking. And remember I said that earlier, that I feel as though you've got things going on in your mind this month. You're really, it's in your head, and it's up to you to not be in conflict with it, to work it out, and know that we are in the time of place where you will make not necessarily a sacrifice, although you could look at it that way, but where you will make a decision about which way to go. And even this rainbow is coming into her mind, again referencing the mind, if you like, and what is going on in there. So I think it's a month of you really connecting with yourself, your higher self, aspects of life that you would like to see be brought forward as we move into the next year. So Archangel Ariel for you in the second chakra area will also give you support and nurture. Now that's the area of creativity, fertility, conception, ideas, passion. So that area of your body may need a boost or clearing, or especially if you've found yourself a little bit stuck in terms of creativeness or passion. So call upon Ariel for that energy. Woman holding a coin. So a couple of women coming in on the scene. Perhaps women play a role for you in this month of November, one way or another. And they actually look to me as though they may be family members, these two women. So for some of you, this may be sisters, cousins, aunts, siblings, parents. The angel of strength, so a couple of angels have turned up for you, another one as well. How beautiful to finish that off. To get the celestial cosmic power and protection coming in for your reading towards the end is really lovely. So we've definitely got the heart chakra energy here, which is kind of what I talked a lot about at the beginning, that true love and love is on your mind or in your energy field. And this is Raphael coming in to support that and to bring healing into the heart and to allow freedom. All of these angelic energies allow freedom and healing at all levels. So the angel of strength embellishes you with your internal strength, especially if you've felt it's been depleted for any reason. Also your emotional and spiritual strength. And Raphael's dealing with your heart, usually at the emotional level, but it can be the physical as well for some of you. And we've talked about Ariel. Let's just see one more from the deck. Oh, daughter, romance, the true love coming out. Well, romance and it's 33. Romance and love can be actually quite different, because love can be felt at many different levels, and true love doesn't have to be romantic love all the time either. But if any of you are looking for romance, there is a possibility it could be around, and interestingly enough, it may be someone like this, like an Aries person and a slightly older person. So the other one, of course, it could be was the main one here that we're thinking about is, in terms of the romance, is the Authority card, the Emperor, which can be an Aries type person or someone around that time of the year. And the other two then that could be are the ladies, that are the thinking woman and the woman holding a coin. That could also be possible romantic partners that are showing up one way or another for you. If you're looking for new romance, of course, you may already be in a relationship and romance is rekindled, which is a possibility. So let's just have one last card from these goddess cards to finish the reading for Virgo. Oh, we got more than one, but Cordelia, go outside. You have been indoors too long. Go outside and get some fresh air. Beautiful picture there of her. She harnesses all aspects of being outdoors, which is beneficial for all of us, especially this year when we're allowed to go outside, because so often we have been, locked indoors. So I think a lot of us are ready to feel the love of the planet again and to just be at one in harmony with the environment. I guess I should really just take from a couple of these that had already jumped out of the deck. Aphrodite, inner goddess, awaken the goddess within you through dance, self-care and appreciating your divinity. A wonderful message for all of us. And Maeve, cycles and rhythms, honour the cycles of your body, energy levels and emotions. And certainly we've seen emotions be quite in the fourth field in your reading with all the sword cards that came in. They're very much about our emotions and often tie into relationship perspectives as well. So don't be afraid of what you're going through, and don't be afraid of changes that are coming, because as I said earlier, I think I said it to you guys, there is nothing more certain than one of the most key words for this year is change. And that's what this one is denoting, that we all experience change. And as long as we can work through it and not be afraid of it, then we are honouring the cycles, not just in our body, but in our galactic life while we're here on this human path in this lifetime on Earth. So quite a complex reading for you guys, Virgo, and it started complex with those unusual messages that I actually got. So I do wish you the very best of interpreting all of that and understanding how to put those messages into perspective for your own personal life and your journey as we move into 2021. Remember to check your moon and rising signs, because there could be very interesting messages there for you as well. So I wish you all much love and insight and ability to bring balance and harmony and to move forward on this journey of our life in the collective realm. Much love, everyone. Namaste.